There are many learning resources for Databricks, but that also means it's very easy to get lost. Also recently, there have been lots of great advancements that make it even easier to learn Databricks in 2025 and also completely for free. And that's why in this video, I want to give you an overview of what I believe is the best way to learn Databricks by providing you a clean learning path and lots of free resources. First things first, how do I get access to Databricks? And also, as Databricks is running on one of the free hyperscalers, do I also need to think, how do I get access or how do I get credits on one of those free hyperscalers, such as Microsoft Azure? And the answer is no. So beginning of this year, Databricks introduced what is known as the Databricks Free Edition, which is kind of an evolution of the Databricks Community Edition with way more freedom, way more features, and it's super easy to set up. All we have to do is to go on the Databricks website, click on sign up here, provide my email address, and this can also be my private email address, doesn't even have to be a business mail. Continue with mail, then I get a verification code, which I simply insert. And then I simply provide an account name as well as where I am located. Click on continue. And now I wait for a few seconds for my workspace to spin up. And there we go. Now I have a fully functional Databricks account with really most of the features here. And it's also not time bound. Obviously, we are restricted on the amount of compute we can use. All of this is running on serverless compute, so Databricks managed compute. But this is totally enough to learn Databricks and also to learn a lot of other technology foundations such as SQL or Spark. Now that you've got access to Databricks, the question is, where do you start learning? And here it definitely makes sense to check two things first. So first of all, obviously, what would you like to learn? So do you want to become a data engineer, a data scientist, a data analyst, or are you maybe a platform administrator for your team? And then it's also super important to assess your current skills, right? That means if you want to become a data engineer, for example, it definitely makes sense to learn first general data engineering concepts, to learn SQL, to learn maybe Python, to learn Spark, right? Same if you want to become a data scientist. It definitely makes sense to first learn the foundations about data science. What is feature engineering? How do I train a model? What is classification? What is labeling? All the basics that you would need on any platform, basically. And then once you have the foundations, or also even during learning the foundations, you could actually use Databricks to try things out, right? Let's say you want to become a data analyst and you want to learn SQL. While learning the theory, you can alongside try things out in the Databricks Free Edition, using the SQL editor, using the Databricks SQL warehouse, using the dashboarding functionalities. Or if you're a data scientist, just spin up the first notebook within Databricks and try doing your first exploratory data analysis, for example. Train your first machine learning models, track them with MLflow, right? And try to understand the end-to-end workflow on the platform. And this way you would learn much faster and also in a practical way. Now, this is more the overall structure. Now, what are the best resources and courses to actually learn the skills necessary to become, let's say, a data engineer, right? There are many, many different courses. I'm personally a fan of Udemy. So if we search for Spark data engineering, for example, there are lots of different courses. If we look for Python foundations, for example, this is also an area where there are also plenty of courses. I will put down in the video description a few ones that I can recommend because I personally also used lots of Udemy to learn the things. Most of them here are paid if you're more looking into free resources. On YouTube, there are also lots of different end-to-end courses to, for example, learn SQL. And here, of course, I also recommend my own video course. So just a couple of days ago, I released this 2-hour-long end-to-end Databricks project where I guide you through a use case from ingesting the data to processing it to building dashboards, Databricks apps, including Lakebase and all of that end-to-end with all the latest features and completely for free on YouTube. Now, what about resources directly from Databricks? And here I have also good news for you. So earlier this year, Databricks first of all updated lots of their courses and made them available for free as well. So what you can do here is you can go to the learning library And then you can first of all filter to only show the ones that are for free. Before you start to look into the role-specific video courses, I would recommend to first learn the foundations about Databricks, meaning, for example, this Get Started with Lakehouse Architecture on Databricks video course, and then you can even filter by role, right? Let's say I want to become a data engineer, and here, for example, I get 12 different free courses directly from Databricks to become a data engineer. Again, these ones are probably the ones I would look into after I have learned the foundations, right? After I have learned SQL, Python, Spark, for example, I would look into these courses to understand how to do proper data engineering on Databricks. And by the way, same as for the free edition, you can just register here completely for free for the Academy. And again, you can also use your private email address. And what is also worth mentioning here, as Databricks is like the creator of Apache Spark, there are also free courses on Spark, for example, right? So not only Databricks specific functionalities and platform features, but also the open source technologies behind it. Same for the machine learning courses. There you will also learn about foundations, about ML flow, for example. I will put my recommendation where to start and what to do next for each of the different roles in the video description. All right, now as you have the foundation and you want to actually go a step further and also build like proper experience on the platform, you should start building end-to-end projects, as this is definitely the best way to learn any platform. And for this, I also have a few resources with you to share. So first of all, there is this gold mine, which is called a demo library on Databricks. Still, lots of people do not know about this, but this is a great collection of different demos that you can install in your own Databricks environment. So all you have to do here is you filter by the demo type tutorial, and then you get here 36 different demos that you can install into your workspace. And what you would do typically is you would go into the use cases. Let's say you want to get some hands-on on data governance. Then you filter further for governance and security. And then what you can do is you can click into this one, for example, which is about fine-grained access control with Unity Catalog. And here you get the instructions how to get this into your Databricks account. And all you have to do is open a notebook and run those two commands here. So let's do this. I go to my free edition account. I create a new notebook. And then all I do is I paste those two commands. And here I also added a catalog and a schema where I want to install the resources into. And then I just execute those two cells here. And there we go. Now I have a bunch of notebooks installed into my own Databricks workspace that guide me through end-to-end how to do, in this case, fine-grained access control on Databricks. It will even download for me sample data into my own catalog and schema. This is not the only way how you can get access to free data samples. What you can also do is you can go into the marketplace, filter by free, and here you already get lots of free data sets that you can very easily access. So here is, for example, this weather data set. All you have to do is click on Get Instant Access, and then we open it. And now we see it in our catalog as a Delta shared data set. And there are many more demos. I can recommend, for example, those data intelligence platform demos, because those are really end-to-end use cases on Databricks, from ingesting the data to processing it to build Databricks apps, for example, and you can install everything into your own free Databricks workspace. Some of them still do not work out of the box in the free serverless workspace, but still you get all the notebooks and you can browse through the actual code. Awesome. Now that you have also your first hands-on experience by implementing a project on Databricks using sample data sets, maybe you would also like to go for a certification. And here Databricks provides several different options. And as this video is focusing on free resources, there are also those 6 free certifications that you can do. They come along with video material preparing you for those certifications, again in this customer academy that I was mentioning earlier. And then, for example, you can do the Databricks fundamentals, or you can do generative AI on Databricks, and then you watch all the videos, you take an assessment at the end, and then you even get a certification, and all of this completely for free. All right, I hope this video helped you and showed you at least some resources that you were not aware of yet. and I will put it also into the description in a way more structured way. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, and then I see you in the next video.